You go. Welcome back. Welcome back. It's always a pleasure to have you in our circles, moving together in the same direction for a common cause. We appreciate you. Thank you. Our last guest is an entrepreneur, and he joins us to speak about his incredible life story as told in his book, From Orphan to Millionaire. So please welcome to the show, Big Steve Prohaska. Steve, welcome, man.
Thank you. Good morning, and thank you for having me.
Steve, you have an incredible story, man. You start out. What did your adopted parents instill in you regarding financial strategies? But before you
So
answer
my
that, give us a little bit of background on you, because I know you lost your parents at age 5, right? And then you were adopted?
yes,
Yes.
sir. So a little background on me: I was born in Cali, Colombia. My family was gunned down by the cartel in front of me in the kitchen. I ended up running out of the kitchen to the closest church, where 2 nuns took me in. They cleaned me up. I stayed in the orphanage for a little less than a year, give or take. And then I was adopted by 2 doctors from Connecticut that flew to Cali to Colombia, and they adopted me and they brought me to America.
Excellent. And then the rest was history. What did the adopted parents instill in you regarding your financial strategies?
Oh man, a lot, Dr. Lee. The first thing they taught me was the money that I earned, I don't spend all the money that I earned. So what I would do is, out of the money that I earned, I would 50% invest 25%, and the other 25% I would spend. And that's really the motto I lived by for the last 30 years of my life, 30 plus years. And
Yeah.
that's contributed to my success. And now I'm doing that times 10.
Yeah, and you you have to pay yourself, basically. Act like a bill.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So listen, you gotta be careful with the stock market if you're in the stocks right about now, because things are kind of fluctuating.
They are. But, my team, I work with Fidelity and my investment firm, Conifer Investments. They make the changes that needed to be made so my family and I can win.
Oh, good, good. So it's a win-win all the time, even when the stock market is losing.
Yep. To be honest with you, Dr. Lee, it's not when I do the stock market and my team, we don't do it for right now or this year. We plan out 10 to 15 years ahead of time.
Yeah,
So even if I lose, for example, a couple 100,000 this year, I'll make it up either next year or the following year.
yeah. So that's if you got some time, but when you reach a retirement age, then you have to shorten it up just a little bit.
Well, for me, for my portfolio, how they do it for me is I do it on a 5-year plan because I'm older. I'm 42. But for my kids and my unborn grandkids, we do it on a 15 and 25-year plan.
Ah, yes.
Obviously, those plans, they take more risks. For me, it's a little less risk because I'm using the funds right now for certain projects, so I can double and triple.
And you work all of that through Fidelity?
Yes. So Fidelity. So my money on the stock market is through Fidelity, and then Conifer Investments handles. They tell Fidelity, okay, we want Mr. Prohaska and his family to invest in this company at this many shares of this and that, whatever.
Oh, I got to talk to you.
So,
How much do I
to be
need?
honest with you, anyone can start from $500 all the way up to 500,000. But the firms that I deal with families and net worths between $1 million to $7 million.
Yeah. And this is what you're
So
doing
for
right
me,
now. You're an entrepreneur now.
well, I don't. Well, I've been doing it for a while, but I'm more in charge of it right now. I give more say. For example, if I tell the firm, all right, the next month I need 20,000 for the month, they'll offset the investments to give me the amount of money that I need. It's based off of the needs of myself and my family.
Yeah. Excellent. Excellent. Wow.
But
You've
yeah,
come.
so I don't do the trades myself. I know, Dr. Lee, I'm not the professional, but I hire the professionals they're very good at what they do.
Exactly. If you don't know how to do it, you got to get somebody that knows how to do it so that you can be successful.
That's right.
How do you juggle being a father and being involved in so many different projects? How do you juggle that with what you're doing now? You're going to fly out and do a book signing and do all the things that you do.
So what I do is I try to schedule my time with my kids when I'm free. So for example, if I got 2 full free days, I make sure I spend the most time with them. And then I speak to my kids every day, multiple times a day. So even when I'm traveling for book signings or speaking gigs, I'm still talking with my kids. My kids know what's going on, what's dad's doing, what's dad's goals. And to be honest with you, Dr. Lee, I'm actually involved in my oldest son, who's 16. He turns 17 in a couple of weeks. He's now learning with me. He did an internship at my podcast this past year, and he's learning the real estate business with me. So I'm teaching my kids, so I just don't give them money when I pass. I
Ah,
want them to have the knowledge to be able to invest and make money on their
yeah.
own, so they don't actually use the money I give them.
Don't
They
give a
make
man a
their own,
fish. Don't give a man a fish. Teach them how to fish.
and you feed
Sort of,
them for
kind of.
life.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. That's exactly what we do in my household.
Excellent. So you're a fantastic family man. What is being successful so important? Why is it so important to you, being successful?
To be honest with you, Dr. Lee, it's because I have a chip on my shoulder after losing my birth family to gun violence. I feel like I owe it to the parents that adopted me to be the best I can be at whatever I do.
Yeah. Are you doing anything about gun violence in our community? Or that's in the future?
Not in the future. At the moment, I'm neutral on that, but I'm now getting questions based off of that. I would like to get into that in
Yeah.
the future, but at the current moment, it's just doing the book signings, speaking gigs, and then the TV show. But
Yeah.
it's going to be crossing paths with me, and I can't wait to really dig deep into that because it's because of that I'm alive.
Yeah. But seeing that and living with that, how does that affect you?
Oh man, I'll be honest with you, Dr. Lee. I had to go through a lot of counseling growing up. It's a lifelong process. I do have PTSD because of the experiences that I went through. I do seek professional help, but it doesn't turn off. People think it doesn't turn off just because I made money or I'm getting older. It's a lifelong process. I'm more comfortable as a young man to be able to accept it and just learn how to deal with it the correct way.
Did you ever sit down and tell your family about what you've experienced?
Not my kids, but the mother of my kids and my girl and my best friends, they understand it. But I don't get into the gun violence with my youngest kids. But when they get to the right age, I'll let them really know what happened to their
Yeah,
father
yeah.
as a young boy.
Because I know you're going through therapy and all that stuff, but you have to talk about it in order to get it out, and it's a hard thing to
Yeah,
get rid of.
yeah, it,
Yeah,
it is. It actually it never really leaves you. To be honest with you, you just learn how to deal with it. I mean, I do take anxiety medication. I try to eat healthy. I try to get the appropriate sleep that I need. But it's a lifelong thing. It's just not a fix one thing fix it. A
mm.
pill or seeing one doc isn't going to fix a snap of a finger.
Yeah. But it seems like you got some things going though. You know, you're motivated to go to the next thing, to put that behind you, so that you can just stay busy and keep your mind preoccupied with all the wonderful things that you're doing with family and success.
Hmm. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
that's you're touching everything right and you're hitting it a nail on the head. To be honest with you, doctor.
All right. So how does this feel? You got the book out there now. You're going out there. You're making appearances, doing book signings, making money.
To be honest with you, it's a lot of work. I mean, it's a dream come true, but it's a roller coaster. To be honest with you, Doctor Lee,
Yeah.
I have my high points. There's my low points. I mean, the high points is I'm sharing my story with others. Others are being motivated to be the best they can be. But don't get me wrong, there's situations that I have to go through to be able to do that, which isn't publicized behind the scenes of writing the book or doing a TV show or setting things up for my speaking gigs, getting dates lined up. I mean, there's a lot that goes behind it. But I take it in strides. I'm honored. and I'm highly blessed, and I just make sure I give my best into all my projects.
Well, Steve, man, looks like you're doing your thing, and we appreciate you. That's why they call you Big Steve, man.
Yeah, big Steve.
Want to give some shout outs to some wonderful people who are in your circles?
Sure, sure. First of all, I want to, thank God for, blessing me. I want to thank my parents, Ellen and Charles Prohaska. I want to shout out both of my kids, Julian and Julius, my best friend, Ja, aka Reason, and then my manager, Lance Galassi, and then my best friend, George. And then I just really want to thank all my supporters and fans as well, because without them, there is no Big Steve. But I'm thankful for everything, Doctor, to be honest with you.
Man, God has blessed you. I'm blessed to be able to talk to you. Thank you so much for sharing, all right?
Thank you, thank you. And then everyone can reach me on social media, Big Steve, Big Moves, TikTok, Instagram. My Facebook is Steve Prohaska. And then everyone can check my website out at bigstevebigmoves.com.
Yeah.
And then as far as my book, From Orphan to Millionaire, people can buy it on Ingram Sparks, Walmart, Barnes & Noble, pretty much every website online. You can go find my book and get yourself a copy.
And look at that cover right there. Look at that information.
Yeah.
Who put the artwork together for you?
Shout out to Fluff Shots. Fluff Shots did the book cover artwork for me. And Dr. Lee, that's actually my immunization paperwork before I came to America.
Wow. Yes. Wow.
Yeah.
Fantastic, man. Thank you. Thank you for all you do. And good luck with everything, all right, my bro?
Thank you very much, Dr. Lee. Thank you, team. Thanks a lot.
We'll see you when you come back. Let us know how it went.
Yes, sir. We'll set something up. We'll do a follow-up. Yes, sir.
You got it. Steve Prohaska, author, From Orphanage to Millionaire. Go, my bro. All right.
Thank you. Thanks.